Well, hello there, Virgo. How are you? It is so good to see you. Happy New Year. I hope your year is off to a great start. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to be doing your January, February, March reading. So for the next 3 months, I did do the 2024 general readings for the entire year, and I'll link that to the end of this video if you'd like to take a look at that. But today what we're going to do is really focus in on January, February, March. We'll see what the energies for each month is. Any obstacles or areas of resistance on your path, and then of course advice from spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I would really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's see what you have. Cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force, and be spirit. Sweet results await. Okay, Virgo, there's a little bit of an energy here. Have you been working too hard? Asking yourself, either working too hard or having anxiety about needing to work harder or get something done or something like that. There's this energy where you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. But we have to also recognize that we have to allow ourselves to kind of replenish, refuel, reactivate our creative energies, right? Or our energy for what it is that we're wanting to do. So it's about taking a little bit of a break. And I feel especially if you're having difficulty finding the answer to something. So say you have a big project and you're trying to get it out the door, right? Or you're trying to create something new, but you're kind of at a stumbling block, right? So you may be feeling like, I just have to work harder. I have to figure this out. You know, there's almost an energy of maybe being up in your head about something. It's about allowing yourself to just be. Perhaps go swimming, right? Go hiking, take a long bath, whatever it is. Allow yourself to relax, and then it's almost like you get the clarity of what it is that will help you to solve. There's an energy of needing to solve some type of problem. And when you do that, the sweet results await, right? You'll have the success that you are wanting. Now, for some of you, if you feel extremely anxious at this time, because there is this energy of being busy as a bee, okay, and being super anxious, wanting to be successful at something or with something, you know, that you're working on, then it's almost, or, you know, it could be the new year has started. Perhaps you looked at what you finished in 2023 and you're in your head about why didn't you get more done. So you're like starting the new year and you're trying to get everything from 2023 done and also start all your new goals. It's almost an energy of getting yourself kind of all up in your head about it, trying to figure out, how am I going to get this all done, or how can I get this finished? Yes. So right here in January, you have this fragmented energy because you're focusing perhaps on too many things. Maybe the new year started and you have this whole new list of goals that you have for this year and thinking, you know, it's for the whole year, but maybe you're focusing, trying to get too much done in January. It's about understanding a little bit about pacing. You know, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So allowing yourself to pace yourself. When you need to take a break, allowing yourself to take a break. Some of you could be anxious because you feel as if you're taking too much of a break. Maybe you feel as if you're not being hard enough on yourself. But Virgo, one of the things is that perhaps if you're feeling that, to allow yourself to really observe yourself, okay? And maybe you're thinking about the end product instead of the process. And maybe it is taking longer than you thought it would take. But understanding that that doesn't mean that you're not working diligently on it. You could be frustrated because you're not done with something, but maybe there's been a lot of setbacks, or maybe it's just taking longer than you thought it would. You know, I renovated my house last year. Oh, I've renovated houses before. So I was like, oh yes, I can get this done in 2 months. It dragged on for like 5 months. I mean, I was frustrated. I wasn't sure I could get it done. Because I was truly like exhausted from the process. And so it's understanding you are making progress. Perhaps one of the things you could do is make a list of all that you have accomplished. How far have you come? And focus on that for a little bit instead of trying to focus so much on when are you going to get this done? You know, and almost like beating yourself up a little bit about that it isn't done, that you haven't gotten more done. You could also be comparing yourself to other people, like how much they have gotten done, or what they have accomplished in their life, or what they accomplished in 2023. And you're looking at it and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, how am I so far behind? But what have you accomplished? Perhaps they've accomplished a lot in the material sense, but maybe you are a person that has been really helping the greater good. Maybe you spend a lot of time volunteering, or maybe you spend a lot of time learning, right? Or growing your spiritual side of yourself, or working on your physical, avatar, or your mental or emotional health. And maybe that person is just, spending a lot of time. It's like, don't allow yourself to fall into that energy of comparing or feeling like you have to compete. There's something there, Virgo. So let's take a look at January, because you have the Hierophant and then you have the fragmented energy. Okay, here's the thing, is that for some of you over the holidays, let's go even back to Thanksgiving here in the United States, right? The holidays can be a very difficult time because we get together with family and friends that sometimes we haven't seen in a while, right? And with the Hierophant, this is like people that, your family, your friends that you don't see very often. So maybe you went home for the holidays, over the holiday period, right? And then you kind of like get all those questions. People are trying to catch up with what you've been doing over the last year, or the last time that they saw you, or maybe you're seeing some old college friends or whatever, right? And you may have gotten into the energy of feeling like, well, look at what all of them have accomplished, what they've done, right? And this, you may have already felt a little bit insecure, been in this energy of feeling like I'm not accomplishing enough. And then all of a sudden you see these people, right? And it's truly fragmented your energy. Like almost like put a lot of doubt into your own mind. Like, can I get this done? Kind of like when I was in the middle of my renovation. The anxiety was so high because it was like, can I finish this? Right? You may have put a lot of time, energy, resources, money into something, right? Into a project, or because you're the King of Wands on the bottom, right? The King of Wands is, I feel like you've taken some risks. You've started something new. You wanted to go in a new direction, whether that was with your career or your lifestyle, or, even a relationship, or whatever, a mindset. You wanted to go out on your own in a new direction, and you took that risk. And maybe you even took that risk a while ago, maybe a few years ago, okay? But it's kind of like, maybe you haven't seen the fruits of that risk come in yet. And so it's almost like you're questioning, was this the right choice? Did I do the right thing? At one time you were inspired. You were ready to go on this new path. You had the internal motivation to see success in this. But all of a sudden, I think you went home over the holidays or something, And it's kind of like, oh my goodness, I thought I would be done with this by now. I thought I would be successful. I thought it would turn out differently than it has. But yes, oh my goodness. So Virgo, here you are, the Empress, right? But this whole energy is holding you back. You're in your head. The Eight of Swords is our own self-imposed doubts. So you have the energy of, you know, she could take off the blindfold, and free her hands. The swords are in the ground. They can't hurt her, right? It's the emotions. See, she's standing in the puddle. It's the emotions of feeling like you're not able to create what it is that you want with the Empress. You could be focusing on the tangible, okay? So once again, that energy here of focusing on how much of money you have or haven't made. You know, you could have invested in something, right? It could have been an investment, or it could be a project, or like me, I invested in renovating my home, right? Whatever it is, it's kind of like, okay, I did this. I was really excited about it, but it hasn't paid off yet. So now you're almost like doubting your own ability to create the life that you are really wanting. Create the project, the business, the house, the relationship, the life. I feel like it's almost like the life that you are wanting. So let's take a look at advice here, because before we move on to February, let's take a look at advice here. Okay, so it's about standing in your truth. Go back, take a long bath, and go back and look at the truth of why you started this. What was your why? What was your why when you took this new direction? What was your why when you quit your job to start your own business? What was your why when you decided to move across the country to a new place, right? What was your why when you tried this new thing? You took a risk. The King of Wands is about taking risks because you have some internal motivation, inspiration to go in a new path. So what was your why? Because you've lost your why. You've lost track of it because your energy is all scattered, because the money isn't coming in, or the tangible success, the sign that it is successful has not come in. So it would be kind of like you went home and everybody was like, you started your own business, right? And you went home for the holidays and everybody was like, how much money have you made? And you're like, it's still going out. I haven't made anything. I'm still putting money into it. And it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like, what have I done? What have I created here? I have this mess. How am I going to get out of this hole? How are you going to get out of the hole? It's about coming back to why you started this. Knowing inside that when you celebrate your why, when you focus on your why, when you get your energy back into your heart and not up in your head, when you go back there and you trust yourself, you went on this path because there was something inside of you that knew that that was the direction for you to go in. The process of moving through this to seeing the results and the tangible results, right, is part of your journey as the wise one. Go back. This kind of very reminiscent. I do have a Virgo North Node. Very reminiscent. And when I was going through my renovation, I would wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat and thinking, can I really finish this job, right? Can I really finish this? Whether financially, can I finish it? Do I have the wherewithal, the mindset? Do I have the persistence, right, to finish this? Or do I just cut my losses and try to sell the house half done, right? It's that type of energy. But when we get back into our heart and we know what brought us to the energy of being inspired to go in that direction, then all of a sudden we have the time and the energy to reconnect to that work and are able to get the job done, right? But in order to reconnect to your why, you have to take time out. You have to this is about getting back into your heart space. What is the why? There's probably something really important there for you. I'm going to pull some life purpose cards for you, Virgo, because, and for some of you, this may be a renovating of a house, right? It may have nothing to do with your career, but especially, you know, our life purpose is not necessarily our career. It's the energy that we bring to our career. Yes, you're on the right path. You are a spiritual teacher. Look at, for those of you that have started a spiritual business, okay, and it hasn't quite started paying the bills, okay, you're on the right path. It's about keep going. Get back into why you started the business. And it doesn't have to be a spiritual business, but why did you start whatever you started here? Get back to your why. Don't allow the other people at the Thanksgiving table or the holiday table, right, start getting you fragmented because they're asking you how much money you made. You didn't necessarily start this thinking, I want to go and make a bunch of money. Now, there may have been wanting a financial reward out of it, but you started this with something that inspired you. This is a spiritual teacher card. And you have it 3 times. The King of Wands is spiritual teacher card for me as a reader. This is the spiritual wise one, the teacher, the guru, right? See how the owl is teaching the child, right? And then you have the spiritual teacher card. You have the spiritual teacher card 3 times. What you are trying to do is part of your spiritual path. Part of it is also finding that inner perseverance to continue on this path, because you know there is something about understanding that if it came super easy, right, then it may be something that would be fleeting. And that's kind of interesting. And it's also helping you to build that strong foundation within yourself, to understand how valuable you are to the collective when you stay in your heart space and don't allow it to get into your head. So let's take a look at February. You have courage and you have the Hanged Man. It's about seeing a different perspective, okay? This is exactly what we're talking about, because I feel like you're in your head about this. I feel like people around you have gotten you in your head. Once again, family members, friends, whatever. You don't see the progress that you have made. And that is what the other perspective is. The Hanged Man is seeing this in a different perspective, having the courage to take a look at this in a different perspective. You may have shifted your energy from doing it for the greater good into doing it for money, right? Only concentrating on the money portion of it. So let's see what we have here. Yeah. I feel like you shift your energy back into your heart, and you're allowed to drop the burdens of worrying about the money, right? And the Tower comes in. It is actually the sudden success because you have put in the work. But it is about first getting back into your heart, about the why. Why did you start this? Yes, you're moving forward. You're allowing yourself to take action. No longer allowing the mind games of society or the people in your life that you feel maybe are judging you or something like that. You're getting some type of a windfall, or you're being recognized. The money is flowing. Okay, there's a balance in your life. But in order for this to come in, you do have to have the courage to persevere, to be resilient. To know in your heart, I am on the right path. It doesn't matter what people around me say. I know I'm on the right path. I know that this is going to be successful. And you have the bee spirit, sweet results await. It is about getting back to your why. This is water energy, all about the heart. all about the heart. Okay, so then in March, yeah, you're stepping into a new chapter. I think in January, you're toying with this energy of being scattered and trying to figure it out mentally, okay? In February, you're getting back into your heart and things start to happen for you. And then in March, you are seeing the success starting to come in. Wow, beautiful energy. And knowing that you deserve it, right? Knowing that you truly deserve it. Yes. So here's the thing is that, you know, with the Four of Cups, I feel as if, you know, you have the Ten of Swords here, which means you have to end the mindset of thinking that people are not going to want what it is that you're putting out there because you're not seeing the results fast enough. Okay, so that would be like you start a YouTube channel and you know you're making YouTube videos and you're only getting a few new subscribers every week, okay? And you're being consistent with it and you're putting your time and your energy into it. But then what, and I've been there, right? Then all of a sudden all you're doing is focusing on the number. How many subscribers, how many videos you're putting out, how many people are viewing it, right? How many people commented, how many people liked. You're looking at the numbers, and that is what scatters your energy because now you're not focusing on why you started the channel. You're focusing on the numbers of the channel, right? You're trying to measure the progress. When you allow yourself to get back into the why, to go with the flow and not allow yourself to be scattered by the numbers. So you went home for the holidays and everybody was asking you, oh, you started a YouTube channel. Well, how many subscribers do you have? And you tell them and they're like, well, isn't that like what you had when I saw you in the summer? Is it really taking off? How many videos have you made? You know, like they're asking you those number questions, right? So it may have gotten you into your head. Now you're understanding, no, wait a minute. That is not true. This is not going to end because people don't want what I have. The energy that I'm putting into my videos is so important. The energy has to be from this type of energy instead of this. So it's understanding when I am producing, when I am working, creating, thinking about whatever it is that you are creating here or wanting to do. If you're in this energy, you are going to have the sweet results. But if you stay in this energy, you can't. You can't because that's the energy you're putting out. Whatever energy we put out is what we get back. If you create from this and put that energy out, then you'll get this energy back, right? If you put out this energy, then yes, you may get that, okay? So you're seeing clearly that it has to be a balance between the head and the heart. You've been in your head too much. Do we have to use logic? Yes. YouTube video, you have to know something about algorithms and how to create a video or whatever, the technical stuff. There's that. But what you create has to come from your heart. You're understanding that the balance will bring you the magic. Beautiful energy. All right, Virgo. Let's pull a soul truth card for some final advice. And I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I even have a personalized 3-month reading. So if you resonated with this one, you may want to check that out. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Okay, so let's see what we have here. What is my body telling me right now? Our body speaks to us. Through physical pain or discomfort, our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears and beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. Get the book Heal Your Body by Louise L. Hay and find the answers towards which your body is guiding you. Okay, so that is a fabulous book. I actually have that book. It's a great book. Now, if your body is bothering you, you may also want to check with your doctor. But there is something about listening to our body, listening to our heart, right? Taking the time out to listen to our intuition. What is your intuition telling you? What down deep inside, when you put the fears to the side, the doubts to the side, what is your body? What does your heart tell you about this? Your heart tells you you're going to have success because it is something that you're creating from your heart. And our heart is our intuition, and that is linked to the divine. And when you get back into that space, you will step into a beautiful new chapter full of success, full of sweet results. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your journey and being a part of mine. I wish you much love and light in 2024, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.